Hello everyone and welcome back to Cryptid's Combo Corner. Today we're going to be talking about the first new combo from Murders at Karlov Manor in Penny Dreadful Season 32. Arclight Phoenix says when it dies you can exile some cards from your graveyard to bring it back. Altar of Dementia allows you to sacrifice your creatures to mill anyone. So for starters we're going to mill ourselves a bunch. We'll find a bridge from below in the graveyard, which lets us make some zombies every time we sacrifice the Phoenix to the altar. Then, once we have enough zombies and enough cards in our graveyard, we'll switch to milling our opponent, and we will deck them out. To demonstrate how this works, let's hop into a game. Okay, unfortunately, I have a bridge from below in my hand here, but we have the Altar of Dementia and a Lamplight Phoenix, so we'll go ahead and keep. Now, notably, if I were to play the Lamplight Phoenix right now, we would not be able to combo off immediately, because the cards that you mill don't go into the graveyard until after the Lamplight Phoenix trigger goes on the stack. So, if this were a real game, I would probably just hold up Memory Lapse. But now we have a card in the graveyard, so we can kick off the mill chain. We're going to use Arclight Phoenix, or Altar of Dementia, sacrificing Lamplight Phoenix to mill ourselves for 3 cards. I'm going to collect evidence 4, which means exile cards from my graveyard with at least converted mana cost 4 or greater. Then I get to mill 3 cards. Amongst the 3 cards that I've milled, I've got 2 cards that are converted mana cost 4 or greater. So you can see how this continues. I'm going to keep sacrificing my Lamplighter Phoenix to mill 3 cards, exile a thing from my graveyard that brings back the Phoenix, continue milling. One nice thing about the collect evidence mechanic is it doesn't have to be a single card, so you can see I'm milling these memory lapses. Instead of exiling a single card with converted mana cost 4 or greater, even if I miss on the cards with large mana costs, I can exile some of the little cards and still be okay. So we're going to keep going until we hit a bridge from below. Once we have a bridge from below and a sufficient number of big cards in our graveyard, we can start milling our opponent. Again, I want to save the 4 mana cost cards for in case I need them, so I'm just going to keep exiling and exiling and exiling. I would be interested to see what the math is like for how many cards with large converted mana cost you need in order to win the game like 95% of the time. This deck is currently running a lot of large cycling creatures like Imposing Vantasaur and Curator of Mysteries. Ah, we found a bridge from below. That's great. Now, unfortunately for us, the way single player works is my bridge from below is going to get exiled unless I do some weird stack shenanigans. So I am going to pretend like all of the mills that I'm doing from here on out are targeting my opponent. In reality, you could go a bit deeper before you started targeting your opponent to get the other bridge from below, but this is a quirk of multiplayer, or of single player and Magic Online, rather. So you can see now I'm no longer milling myself, I'm milling my opponent. Every time my Lamplight Phoenix dies, I get a 2/2 zombie because of bridge from below, and I also mill my opponent for 3. So let's see how many mill triggers we can stack up. This, by the way, is another deck that is not well suited for those who don't want to be clicking. Okay, so now I am roughly out of cards to exile from my graveyard. I could keep going, but let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Altar of Dementia triggers for 3 each. Then we've got, okay, so that's 18 milling on the stack. We've got 6 zombies in play. So that is another 12. So we're already milling 30 cards, 33 if we include the Lamplight Phoenix. Let's go ahead and yield until our second main phase, get the rest of the cards out of our deck. So at this point, we've effectively milled our opponent for 30. Now we can finish the job by sacrificing the Lamplight Phoenix again and again and again. Did I mention that this is not a very click-friendly combo? And you know, if your opponent has something that shuffles their graveyard back into their deck, that's okay too. You can just make a bajillion zombie tokens. Bajillion being the technical term, of course. Okay, so now we already milled our opponent for 30. We've got another 9 more on the stack, and 18, and another 6 power and zombies. I won't go through the rest of the combo, but you get the gist. Using Lamplight Phoenix and Altar of Dementia, you can mill yourself out, then make a giant zombie horde using Bridge from below, and then use your Lamplight Phoenix and your zombie horde to mill your opponent out. And that is how you win with Lamplight Phoenix and Altar of Dementia. Happy brewing!